Hey, welcome back, No Problem Parents. It's Jackie Finneman, your host of the No Problem Parenting Podcast, and I have an announcement today. We are publishing daily themed episodes of the No Problem Parenting Podcast in 2024. You know, I entertained the idea of doing daily episodes last year, but I decided to hold off until I could be certain that I had the time to devote to this podcast and that I had enough content to share. And so throughout 2023, we spent every month collecting feedback from current and past clients, from my social media followers, from newsletter replies, and I've learned a lot from all of the feedback. So we have created 352 questions that center around 7 themes, which have become their own daily series. And before I share those daily themes and get into all of that, I'd like to share the feedback and what I learned about how the show has become a top 2% podcast. And I just want to share what we're doing that's working and what's resonating with you and why we've been able to reach over 3.5 million parents in the last couple of years. Number one is the podcast is offering real life solutions and relatable content. So parents are listening to find practical real life solutions to daily challenges. And the podcast is offering tangible advice and strategies that's helping you navigate your parenting hurdles. A review from Mama Stephanie said, "I loved episode 78's sit in the chair technique because I have little ones with very strong feelings and it tests me all the time. Thank you for sharing these tantrum tips." Stephanie, it's one of my favorite techniques too. And I do want to provide content that resonates with the day in, day out experiences that parents can relate to. So I'm hoping that you feel understood and that the episodes and the content are lessening the isolation that can come with parenting challenges. I mean, how many times do we say, even though we know we're not the only one going through it, we feel like we're the only parent going through it? Another review from Peds said, "Jackie covers everyday topics that are helpful for parents that can be used now." Yes, and amen. In our new series, I'm going to be sharing more Q&A scenarios similar to the 60 Ways to Respond series that we did in the month of November. Exactly for that reason, because I love getting that feedback from parents that are like, "Oh my gosh, that was actually a tip that I could use right away. I didn't have to study or research or take a course or even do a coaching session. I could just use the tip that I learned and it worked." All right, number 2 is emotional support and encouragement and empowerment. The podcast is providing a sense of camaraderie, letting parents know that you're not alone in your struggles. Jessa Ray said, "Jackie's podcast is the place to be for all parents. She's going to help you become confident and a leader in your home while being a great parent. She reminds you to keep going and gives you great tips." And Alex V said, "I'm so impressed with the clarity and support that this show provides for parents. Every parent should listen. Jackie puts her heart and soul into making this an unforgettable podcast. Kudos to you, Jackie. Thank you for making parenting a no-problem endeavor." I absolutely love that. That just melted my heart when I read that. And, we found a lot of feedback from parents that you guys are tuning in for words of encouragement and empowerment on your drive to work, on your drive to dropping kids off at school or picking them up, or while you're waiting for your kiddo at sports. Parents are saying the podcast motivates and boosts confidence in your parenting abilities. One parent wrote, "Pre-Jackie, we were in parenting crisis mode with the 4 kids we adopted after fostering them for years. Jackie has taught us how to understand their behavior, prepare for their meltdowns, and deal with the chaos so that we don't melt down as well. The trauma-induced behaviors in our kiddos are still a thing, but how we as parents handle the behaviors is on a whole new and empowering level, thanks to Jackie's course and coaching. I can't recommend her enough." Thank you so much, Bonnie, and your whole tribe. Your family is literally the perfect example of the saying, "It takes a village to raise a child." And I am grateful for you all. So get ready for more daily emotional support and encouragement and our daily themed series. Okay, number 3, expert insights and holistic approach. The reason I bring on guests is because I don't know everything. I love learning about new techniques and ideas and what's changed and evolved in our world as our kids grow. So I feature guests that provide expert insights and research-backed information. And as I've shared over many of the episodes, the best education on parenting that I've received comes from the real-life life experiences with families in their homes, stories from parents who have dealt with and overcome challenges while raising kids. So many of my guests are parents who have lived what they are now teaching and supporting other parents through. So one of the reviews from PRT said, Jackie's interviews really dig in to make sure listeners leave with new insight and tools in their pocket. The result is an invaluable resource for parents looking for practical and compassionate support and inspiration on this bumpy journey called parenthood. And Dad AJ said, this podcast is such a gift. No Problem Parenting takes a holistic approach, addressing not only the practical aspects of parenting, but also the emotional and psychological side of parenting, which I often find difficult. Empathy is not foreign to me anymore. Oh my gosh, I loved that so much. And Jackie's understanding helped my wife and I get on the same page and align our parenting goals. She gave us 5 resources to explore that met specific needs of 2 of our children, and our whole family has benefited from the progress that those 2 kiddos have made. Jackie made sure to acknowledge that our ability to become confident leaders was the first step in our overall family success. You guys know how I just promote that. Become the confident leader your kids crave you to be by getting the knowledge. We don't know what we don't know. And tackle the challenges that our kids go through as our society changes, as our cultures change, and as our world changes. So I love helping you become the confident leader for your kids and hearing stories of success like Dad AJ and his wife. So number 4 is providing inspiration for growth. So you guys are tuning into the podcast to find inspiration for personal growth as parents. So whether it's developing a positive mindset or navigating tricky situations, the podcast is encouraging continuous learning and growth, and that I'm thrilled about. I just love bringing you new content, new ideas, and new ways of thinking about parenting. Mama Ashley said, Jackie's voice has encouraged me to parent my 3 daughters in new and healthy ways. I'm feeling more confident and relaxed in my mama role. Thank you for your wisdom and insights. Pretty please have more episodes. Well, your wish is granted, Mama Ashley, and I'm looking forward to the challenge and the opportunity to share daily tips, resources, family-friendly products, and self-care tools so that you can all become the confident leader your kids crave you to be. Starting January 1st, 2024, each day of the week has a theme or a series. I'm going to quickly run through each day and then we're going to wrap up this episode. So Mondays are all about mindset and motivation. Mondays are going to help you kick off your week with a positive mindset for yourself and for your kids. And then Tech and Teaching Tuesdays, from tackling screen time to finding cool educational resources and apps. Tech and Teaching Tuesdays is going to be all things educational. And then Wellness Wednesdays. Wellness Wednesdays are your go-to source for tips, tricks, and expert advice on nurturing the well-being of your family from infants to adults. We'll be covering a variety of wellness-related topics on Wednesdays. And then Therapeutic Thursdays. So on Thursdays, we'll introduce a therapeutic approach or modality. We're going to talk about child development, and you're going to hear stories from parents and kiddos who have found success via therapeutic resources. And then Financial Fitness Fridays. This topic has come up quite a lot, and so we're answering questions that parents across all stages of parenting have asked about fostering financial wellness within our family. So whether that's affording all the things that your kiddos want to be involved in or that you want to be able to provide for your family, or maybe it's saving for college or teaching your kids about the value of money. We'll also add episodes in where we're talking about the difference between investing and spending as it relates to our relationships. So tune in for Financial Fitness Fridays. And then Social Saturdays. On Saturdays, we're going to share family-friendly activities. We're going to learn about creating connections and making your Saturdays truly special. So whether you're looking for ways to strengthen your family connection, maybe you'd like some indoor creativity ideas, or you want to learn about outdoor excursions for the entire family, Social Saturdays is going to be fun. So stay tuned for those. And finally, we'll wrap up the week with Soul-Filled Sundays. This series is going to help you create meaningful and spiritually rich Sundays that cater to families of all backgrounds. We'll share tips, heartwarming stories, products, and services that are going to make your Sundays a source of joy, connection, service, and self-care. So tune in each day or as you are able. Some episodes will be just 5 minutes and others will be more of our current 30-minute average. We'll continue to have 1 or 2 guests each week. And new this year, we have some regular guest contributors. So for those of you who follow the website, who are on the newsletter list, you're going to notice that our resource page is being merged, gradually here merged into our podcast page. So if you're most interested in Mindset and Motivation Mondays or Therapeutic Thursdays, you're going to be able to go to noproblemparents.com, click on the podcast tab, whatever topic you are most interested in. If you wanted to go back, click on that topic. You're going to find all the episodes that relate to financial fitness or mindset and motivation or tech and teaching. It'll be super easy. Just go to noproblemparents.com, click on the podcast tab. Feel free to visit the website as often as you'd like. There's a link in the show notes. We'll be updating it every week. Consider this kind of the Angie's List of parenting resources and support. All right, parents, before I wrap up, do me a favor, share this episode or your favorite episode of the show so far in a text or a message with your fellow parenting friends, with teachers, daycare providers, anyone that is in a service-based industry that relates to kids and support for parents. And be sure to follow, subscribe, download, or leave a review. And we might even share your review on an upcoming episode. Let's make 2024 a year where you feel more encouraged and less alone in this journey of raising kids. Hugs and high fives, parents. You got this.